Okay, now again, listen carefully, because again, I know some of you think you know. All right, and it's just a different way of thinking about it. Now, do you guys remember from last year, if I'm not mistaken, that you guys did percent over 100 equals is over of? Do you remember that? All right, this is the same thing. If you don't know that, that's okay. So I don't really like teaching it this way, but this is a systematic way to do it. So I want everybody to put at the top of your paper, you can put your percent out of 100. By the way, who can tell me what percent actually means? Oh, come on. What does it mean? Out of 100. That's all a percent. Percent means divided by 100. Per means divide. Divided by 100. That's what that means. Now, are most things out of 100? No. Like when I put like a 79% on your test, does that mean you got 79 out of 100? No, that doesn't mean that. There weren't 100 questions. All right. It's just how you break it down. Okay. So now I really want to help you with understanding numbers. All right. So I really want you to concentrate so I can help you. Percent over 100. We've been working on proportions, so we're just going to continue working on proportions. That's why I think this is okay. Percent out of 100. And then you put an equal sign, and then you put another fraction, and then it was what? Is over of. Is over of. Now, I don't really like using is over of. I like to say it's the same as part to what? Part to whole. All right. The top number is a part of the whole. And when you're talking about a percent, the whole is always what? 100. That's exactly right. It's always 100. All right. Is the word that you're going to see in the problem, and of is the word that you're going to see in the problem. But I didn't really like that because it didn't make sense to me. So I want you to think of it as what? Part to whole. That made much more sense to me when I finally figured this stuff out. Part goes on top. All of it goes on the bottom. All right. Does that make sense? And then on Friday, I think I'm going to show you just a one-step equation that will help out a lot too. All right. But some kids, when I do this, they like the is over of. And then some kids like the what? Equations. And do I really care how you do it? No. You got to find a way, but I'm going to show you both ways. All right. Tell me.
I don't really see the question, but does the percent come before or after the number?
What?
Does the percent come before or after the number?
I don't know what you mean. Does the percent come?
Like the percent sign.
Oh, it's after. Like when you say 10%, you write 10 and then percent, just the way you say it. All right, it's not a big deal. All right. So with that in mind, all right, what I want to do is I want to look up here now at question number 1. All right. So does everybody agree we are looking for a what? We're looking for a percent, right? So in our problem, here's what I can do because, and you don't have to do this, but what I want to do is, I'm just going to write this. Percent over 100 is over of. Now, that's the base that we're going to be doing. So why do I like my iPad? Because I can just duplicate it. All right. And I don't have to keep rewriting it like you do. Do you really have to rewrite it though? No, you don't have to. That's why you put a note at the top. If you're not sure, that's what you're thinking about. All right, please let me show you how simple this is. Put your calculators down because I want to set it up. All right, and there's some of it changes as we go. All right, so now 64 is, right? So 64 is attached to the what letter? Or I mean to what word? Is, right? So it's x over 100 is equal to 64, and the 200 is attached to the what? Of. So that's how they did that. All right, does that make sense to everybody? All right. So 64 is what percent of 100 is what they're asking. All right. Now, I'm asking you this question though. What is it?
Can't you just divide 64 by 200?
Yes. And that's what I was just getting ready to say. So thank you for that. All right. Now, listen to what I'm saying, guys. And I honestly, I don't care. All right. But I want you to think about this. 64 is what part of 100? So 64 is the part and 200 is the total. That's how I think of it. Because is and of are not always there. That's why I like to say part to whole. Is everybody hearing me? Right? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? All right. It's really simple, but people have a hard time with this for some reason. All right. Yes.
I don't write it out that way, but I still like get a percentage.
What did you get?
I got 32.
Yeah, it's 32%. All right. How did you guys learn it last year?
Yeah, we just divide it.
Yeah, you just divide. But the problem is, the reason I'm hesitating on that is because I'm going to throw in some word problems. And the word problems can be hard if you don't have a method, right? Because you don't always know. I think it's important to know which one's the part and which one's the whole.
Okay.
You with me on that?
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and hey, I want everybody's attention. Listen to me. If you're struggling, you need to let me help you. That's what I'm saying. If you're like, man, this stuff's so simple, just let me go and do my thing. I'm totally okay with that, right? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? All right, I may just create the other worksheet tomorrow. All right, I may change things up a little bit, but what I'm trying to tell you is, if you're not sure about something, this is super duper important. All right, I can't emphasize that. This is like percentages are very important. They're on all standardized tests. You have to be good at it. All right, so tell me, Mackenzie.
I put 64 over 200, and then the calculator simplified. It's like 8 over 25, and I turned it to a decimal.
Yes, right. So basically what they're telling us, if you would just take on your calculator and do 64 divided by 200, do that. And that's what? 0.32. You see what I'm saying? So if you do that, that's 0.32. Now, how do we move a decimal to a percentage? We just move it to the right 2 spots. So that's the same as 32%. So this is what a lot of kids like. If you don't like that, do I care? I don't really care. All right, I really don't. All right. But what I want to do now, listen to me, guys. Listen. For just a few minutes, not all the problems, because there's a bunch. We're going to set it up as a proportion. All right. I want to set it up as a proportion just to make sure. All right. So if I'm looking at number 2, well, let's just go down the page. Let's do 3. Now, I really like what Maggie said. I just know it means 2 out of 80. Right? Does everybody agree with that? So if you want, you can write, you can write 2 divided by 80. And now take your calculator and do 2 divided by 80 and tell me what that is. What? No, it's not. 0.025, correct?
Yeah.
Now, that's called the what, though? That's the decimal, not the percentage. Yeah, which we've already learned that. Everybody should know it's 2.5%. All right, everybody with me? All right, I kind of like this. All right, so what we'll do is number 5 now. All right, everybody do 10 out of what? 10 out of 80. So when everybody put 10 over 80. What is it? 12.5 what? Yes, everybody write 12.5%. Let's just keep going down the page. Max, what would 7 be?
7 is 64 62.5%.
But I first want you to tell me what fraction is it?
15 divided by 24
And what is that now?
is 62.5%.
I think that's correct. Is everybody happy with that? Now, remember what I'm telling you. I'm gonna let you tell me. Listen, if you don't know, I can't help. Right? So speak up now. I promise you, this will really help you understand numbers. And when you get to higher level math, you'll understand that better because you know the basics. Tell me, Mackenzie.
So you just need to over one spot.
No, two.
Okay.
Always twice. Always twice. Thank you.
If it's a repeating decimal,
We'll talk about understanding what fraction that is when I get there. All right. Is that coming up? All right. So we should look at this and say 28 out of 42. And what comes up?
66.66.
Yeah, so we don't do that anymore. 66.6 repeating is 66 and what? No, tell him. Yes. All right. So essentially that reduced by a factor of 14. So that became 2/3. And 2/3 was 0.6 repeating. But because we're smart, I don't want 0.67. I don't want 0.667. I want you to write that means 66 and 2/3%. All right, that's what that means. Does it? What do you mean? Yeah, there you go. Does that make sense, right? Come on now, ask me a question. That's why I say you do the work. You can find whether you understand what I'm saying or not. If you're getting what I'm getting on the calculator, you're in good shape. What?
I don't necessarily understand like how you got the 2/3 though. Would it be like how like would you
Take 28 and divide it by 42.
Oh.
All right.
so
And if
that's top
you,
and bottom.
yeah, if you want to reduce it on your do that on your calculator, do 28 ABC 42. And you'll see it's 2/3, right?
Okay.
Now, again, we want the decimal. So you literally, it's just 2 divided by 3. So do, or you can convert your fraction to a decimal. You can use your calculator to do that.
Oh, thank you. That makes sense.
All right. So here we go. To what?
Like if it's like, if it's like 0.1, can we round it like down?
No, I don't want round. What number are you doing?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
No, I don't want you rounding. That's what I'm saying. I want you to write it because you're smart. I want you to write it as 66 and 2/3%. If you wrote on your test 66.7%, I would just know you're not listening. That's all. I wouldn't, I know you know how to do it, but you're just not listening. Does that make sense? Right? I would want you to say 0.6666 is 66 and 2/3%. All right. Now, here's where we start getting in a little bit of trouble, right? So this is what I want you to know. 8 is 40% of what number? 8 is the what? Here's what I want everybody to demonstrate that you tell me you understand. 8 represents the what? The part, but you're right. It is the is. But the reason why I don't like saying is because you don't understand what 8 actually means. Does that make sense? So I'm hoping you can tell me now 8 is part of a whole number. Does everybody agree with this? All right. Now, again, what I'm showing you is over of equals percent over 100. So we would say 8 over X equals 40 over 100. You can do that if you want. All right. That's why I like it. All right. It gives people a spot for every single number. What?
Are you also able to do like 8 divided by 40?
No. It doesn't work that way. All right. Well,
I think
I know. I'm just so, but there's going to come other times when it's not, like this right here. What are you going to do on this one?
Which one?
Number 21.
98.4 divided by 15.
See, that's what I'm worried about. That's not correct. You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't like, that's why some of you think there's just always, I would prefer that you understand that 98.4 is the total. You see what I'm saying, right? And I want the part, right? So if you want to find the part, all you have to do is multiply them, actually, in this case. So you're either multiplying or dividing, but I don't like to, I want rather you understand what you need to be doing. Tell me.
I tried it myself, and can you like multiply 8 and 40?
Say it again.
Can you multiply 8 and 40 to get the answer?
No. That's not what we're doing. So look at number 11. So you can set it up like this. Do you agree with me on this?
Yeah.
Right. So now it's just what we've been doing. We're just cross multiplying and dividing. You're going 8 times 100 and then divided by 40. All right. So 40x equals 800. And of course we would divide. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, that's 20. Now notice I didn't put a percent sign here because it's not asking for a what? It's not asking for a percent. All right, so please make sure you're understanding me. All right, make sure you're understanding. All right, let's look at 13. Now, once again, 25, is it the part of the whole? It's definitely the part, right? So 80 out of 100 is equal to 25 over x. And let's take your calculators out, cross multiply, divide.
31.25.
Anybody else get 31.25?
Yeah.
All right, so x equals 31.25.
So the only time when we don't put the decimal is when it's a.
Well, you know what? No, we could have said, if we wanted to, we could have said 31 and 1/4. Right. Honestly, here's what I'm gonna try to tell you. This is kind of just basic. So 31.25 is okay. All right. Now, I don't like repeated numbers as a decimal because you have to round them off. You with me? So this decimal right here is called a terminating decimal. So if you use the terminating decimal, I'm okay with that. But I'm never going to mark something wrong if it's just in a different form. You understand what I'm saying? I just don't like, because you're smart, I don't want rounded numbers. In math, I want exact answers. And 31.25 is a what? Is an exact answer. So I'm good with that. Hopefully I answered your question. All right. Let's check out, now again, 15. So again, we can just write 71.
We're not doing that. So
No. 71 out of what? 71 out of, we don't know, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's X and then this equals 10.
Wait, how do you know when it's x?
Well, because now this is where you're filling in your is over of equals percent over 100, right? The 100 is always good. This 10% goes here. And the 71 is next to the is, so it goes on the top. But again, I would prefer, and this is what I'm asking you. I want you to tell me if you understand what I'm saying. I can visualize in my head 71 is a part, it's not the whole. Do you understand why 71 is a part?
Yeah.
It's saying 71 is what part of a number. That's how I kind of look at it. Okay, hopefully that's helping. And now I need everybody to cross multiply and divide. And so of course that came out to be what? That's right, 710.
Can we do the next one?
Tell me, go.
So would it be 39 over 100?
Now is 39 the percentage?
Oh, no. Only 39 over.
That's correct.
And then 17 over. So the percentage always goes over.
The percentage always goes over 100 because that's actually the definition. All right, of a percent. Do you hear me on this? All right, now cross multiply and divide. And I think this is a weird number.
Yeah.
29.
I got 229.41176.
And that's not a very good repeated number that we would know, correct? But if you listen to Aiden, he'll tell you that it's what?
229 and 7/17.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I just don't like I don't like to round. All right. 229 and 7/17. Yes, on the calculator. Did you get a decimal? Now convert it to a fraction, kiddo. Hit your second FD, right? And if you don't know how to do it, you got to tell me. Makes sense now, right? Whenever you have a decimal, you want to look at the fraction, you just have that button. That's why these calculators are nice. All right. Now, anybody having trouble? All right, so here we go. Let's look at 19 and then we'll talk about 21 because 19 is kind of the same problem. All right, Jacob, what did you get for 19? Tell me.
For 19,
Mhm.
you have to do the one right here, so I was trying to know how to do that one.
I'm okay with that. I'm not in a hurry, buddy. Just tell me. Tell me what you're thinking of.
Okay. About that. Okay, so I'm now on 19. So we would put 7/100, and then 48.5 over X.
That's correct. All right, easy as that, guys.
Then we'll cross multiply and divide. And then will we make the 692.85?
Yeah, convert it to a fraction.
And then will you just convert it to a
Yeah,
fraction?
yeah.
So I get 692, 6/7 and 6/7.
692 and 6/7. Everybody good with that? All right, I think we're doing good. All right, now you can see the difference on 21. Now we want the part of the whole. We want the part of the whole. Does that make sense? Tell me.
15/100
That's correct.
equals 98.4 over X.
Now, is 98.4 the total or the part? So where does it go? That's correct. Hold on one second, Hub. Okay, now tell me.
What's the bonus to convert it into a fraction?
Come here. All right, cross multiply, divide for me, Mikey.
Or what does it look like to-
I'm just gonna show you. Doesn't matter. See this button right here? Fraction to decimal. Second, that button right there. Like 0.5 second, fraction to decimal. All right, try it now. Mikey, what'd you get? Sorry.
14 and 19 over 25.
14 and 19 over 25. And if you said 14.76, I would be okay, right? All right. Anybody have any issues? Everybody's good? All right. Anybody else want to try 23?
Oh.
Go ahead, Wilson.
4/100 equal to X over 512.5. And then you cross multiply and divide, you get 20.5.
How much?
20.5.
Anybody else get 20.5 for me? Max, you doing okay?
Yeah, I did it once.
I'm waiting. Addison, you okay?
Yeah, is it okay to put it into fraction?
Yeah. 20 and a half. Are you okay?
I can't, it doesn't work.
What doesn't work?
For number 27, I can't convert it.
You're on 27? All right, well, we'll be there in a second. Just wait for us. All right, tell me.
It's X over 1200, and then 42 over 100, and then 42 times 1200 divided by 100 equals 504.
Is everybody okay with that being 504? Yes, tell me.
So X over 125 and then 7 over 100.
That's how easy. Good job.
I got 8 3/4.
8 3/4. Anybody else?
Yeah.
All right, I'm pretty happy with that. All right. All right, let's go. Tell me about number 29.
35 over 100, and then we put 19 over X,
Good.
and then I got 54 and then 27.
Everybody happy?
Yeah.
All right, Mackenzie, we'll just start going around the room now. You start with 31. Tell me what to do.
So we put 42 over X. And we put 7.5 over 20.
Good. Anybody else get 5.6?
You know, I got 560.
Yeah, I got 560.
Oh, you just forgot to multiply by 100, I bet. Try it again. 42 times 100.
Oh, I didn't put the decimal in.
Okay. So you see your mistake?
Yeah.
So it's 5,600,
Yeah, it's that
560?
one.
Okay. All right, Maggie, come on, 33. Oh, I messed the spacing up here. Sorry about that.
So it's over X and then 2% over 100.
How much?
1,375.
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, Wilson, you can do 35.
Okay, so it's 65 over 100. And then X over 441.1.
Hopefully this is making better sense now when you talk about part and whole. All right, hopefully.
441. Then you divide by 26. 26 point. It went weird for me. It like automatically did the fraction, the decimal fraction thing. And it's 233 over 500.
233.
137.
Or it's 4.466.
Okay, so just, so let's, yeah, do it again. 65 times 441.1 and then divided by 100.
Oh, 286.715.
So what fraction is that?
Um,
Or is it exactly 715?
Yeah, it's exactly 715.
286.715?
yeah.
Okay, I'm good with that. All right, Nora, you're up.
For number 37,
Yep.
so 7 over 100 equals X over 329.8, and that is 23.086 exactly.
Everybody good with that? Okay, now 39 is the one. This is what I was saying. That's why I like the way I'm explaining it, because when you get to word problems, you should better understand the word problems. All right, tell me.
I did it like 28/100 plus 36 over x.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I did 28/100 equals 36 over x.
Yay. Very good.
And is
Very, very good, girl.
128 and 4/7.
Anybody else get 128 and 4/7?
0.57.
I got it.
If it's money, but shouldn't you put 0.57?
Yeah, but I'm asking you, is it 128 and 4/7? You with me on that? Okay, now, I would accept that, add it, you hear me? That's the correct answer. But generally, when they're talking about money, we should write it as the decimal to the nearest penny.
Well, there was like a long like line.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's why you round to the nearest penny. And what would that be rounded to the nearest penny? $128 and,
Like that 50.
is that right? 57 cents? All right. Anybody have any doubts about that? Anybody have any questions? Yes.
I know I said, no.
Okay, so there we go. So now finish up the evens, guys. Finish up the evens. And if you think you're in great shape, just set it up and then just tell me the answer. All right, however you're setting it up, I want it set up.
I don't know why I don't understand. I, well,